Well, many Bear Stearns shareholders blaming former CEO Jimmy Cain for the investment bank's collapse, even as they approved the J.P. Morgan $2 billion takeover today. Is Cain getting too much blame or not enough? On-air editor Charlie Gasparino on the beat joins us with the latest. First of all, what happened today? What's going on at the end of this week, Charlie, and what's going on with Mr. Cain?
Well, today they essentially approved the deal that everybody knows was going to be approved. You know, today was the annual meeting, and a lot of people were speculating, would Jimmy Cain, remember, he was ousted as CEO, he was chairman, non-executive chairman when the deal was finally done with J.P. Morgan selling Bear at bargain basement prices. Would Jimmy Cain, a guy that a lot of people fault for basically leading to the demise of Bear Stearns at that very low price, would he show up to the meeting? And he did, and he made some interesting remarks, basically said there's nothing here but remorse, we shouldn't be angry. But I will tell you, a lot of Bear Stearns executives do blame Jimmy Cain, and I think somewhat unfairly. But to put him in context, it's pretty interesting. And this was one of the this is a quote I got from one of the Bear Stearns executives. The whole tone of the meeting was sad. When Cain spoke and read his statement, the place got quiet. No one said a word, no emotion. It kind of sums up essentially how people felt about Jimmy Cain, because, you know, Cain was a mixture of arrogance and idealism. You know, the good part is idealism. He really thought Bear Stearns should remain independent. He thought it was good that they were different, that they were one of the last of the Mohicans out there in the face of this sort of homogenization of Wall Street, of big banks buying firms. He was arrogant in the sense that in the face of overwhelming odds, he thought he was right all the time, and he was right to remain independent. And I think that's one of the big problems with Jimmy Cain. And his arrogance, listen, I did a story for Trader Monthly where I quote him. It was towards the end last year. I would say in the summer, before the end, where a lot of things were happening to Bear Stearns. And Jimmy Cain said if he's going down like a samurai. So that was his arrogance showing right then and there. And the real question is, right now people are asking, you know, can what happened to Bear happen to Lehman Brothers? So that's a firm in the news lately. A lot of people talking about the problems there. And I don't think it can, and here's why. When Bear went down that Sunday, right, John Mack, the CEO of Morgan Stanley, called Dick Fold, the CEO of Lehman, and they said, we hear a lot of firms, a lot of short sellers are out there. Hedge funds are looking to short your stock into oblivion like they did to Bear. Dick Fold said, listen, we don't have any problems there. What they're doing is bullshit. This is an exact quote. And then John Mack said something interesting. He said, listen, we'll do whatever it takes to help you. We'll extend counterparty risk. We'll trade with you. We'll lend you money. John Mack would have did not do that to Jimmy Cain. Neither did Lloyd Blankfein. Neither did Jamie Dimon, the head of J.P. Morgan. It just shows you that arrogance, in the end, caught up to Jimmy Cain. John Mack was willing to extend a favor to Dick Fold. He was not looking to extend a favor to Jimmy Cain.
The other element of this, real quick, Charlie, is an investigation into the short sellers,
Absolutely.
into the whole pursuit and demise of Bear Stearns. Do you have anything as to where we stand on that?
I will tell you this, that Dick Fold, that Sunday, believes he received evidence that short sellers were colluding to take out Lehman next. And Dick Fold's the CEO of Lehman Brothers. Now, I can tell you this. John Mack, when he talked to Fold, said he had heard that these short sellers were out there looking to take him down as well. So there was evidence that short sellers were banding together. Listen, you can basically short sell any stock. You can't sit around and collude to take out a company and make a lot of money doing that.
Especially if it's a U.S. bank.
Yes.
There's
Right.
particular laws there. Right. Charles, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you soon.